Alrighty, guys, we're gonna get started in just a second here. Just making sure, per usual, making sure everything is up to date. Y'all can hear me and everything's all good technical wise. Appreciate y'all. Should be done by 12:45. Yeah, you can watch. You can watch if you want to, but you don't have to. Of course, it's fine. Okay, all right, sounds good. Oh, alrighty, guys. Alright. Alrighty, guys. Welcome back. My name is Trent Manager, guys, as host. Welcome back to MTV TA. My name is Trent Manager. For those who are new, I'm your guys' main host for the show today. And per usual, like always, I don't know why I came off like that. But today, guys, we got a ton to cover like usual. There are blood in the streets. I know things have been tough these past 24 to 48 hours. We're going to be covering over everything that's going on, why this is happening, maybe get a little calm in the storm here for you guys. And here, let me shut off my phone because it's very unprofessional. Thank you all. But alrighty, guys, definitely we're gonna go over our quick agenda for today. Definitely don't want to waste any time today, just because we do have a little bit more of a packed schedule to cover today. But so first off, guys, just from requests off the Patreon, if you guys did not know, for those patrons, please, guys, take a look in the Patreon every at least other day or 2 days, as I do post in there quite often. So we can just browse to the Patreon just real quick and just cover exactly what we were covering over in the Patreon. For those who are not in the Patreon and looking about joining, more than welcome. Our base, I think my base start is about $4 a month. Of course, you do not have to pay. That's why I do these live streams for free, just to keep you in the loop twice a week, Tuesday, Thursday, starting at noon Mountain Standard Time. And so what I posted, believe my last post, forgot to totally say, guys, I did pass my blockchain certification test. So I am officially blockchain certified in that realm. You're more than welcome to check that out on my Patreon as well. That's completely free. Some posts are limited to my patrons, those who pay. And then, of course, I do have free sections for you guys who do just want to chime in and really get an understanding of what's going on. But definitely, giving updates here. I posted just on the 21st, guys. Posted this morning, obviously, just for that. Posted again on the 17th. I try to give you guys some weekends off, some time to enjoy. But sadly, sometimes the markets on the weekend are actually, the most active, especially Saturday and Sunday. Definitely on the weekend, it is a little bit more active. So I may be loading on some stuff for the weekend, but of course, you can just check it on Sunday, or of course, when you guys have time. But definitely just want to go over this for you guys on the Patreon and let you guys know exactly what was going on over here. Let me check my publish real quick, because I know I did I think I did a poll over here just for you guys. Let's see. Maybe no, I did. Let's take a look, guys. Hold on, let's find it. Let's go to view the public page. Awesome. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. Oh, did it expire? Did we? Okay, anyway, long story short, I had a poll up for you guys on what you guys wanted to learn, and I did have a couple votes. I don't know where it went or why I can't show you guys, but we did have a poll to cover a little bit of DeFi today. We're going to be covering a bit of the DeFi section, a good amount of the DeFi section, covering DeFi Plus. That's just a site that I'm going to go over with you guys for market caps and, just understanding decentralized finance a little bit deeper, and we'll have about a 20-minute section on that, and then we're going to move on to some a little bit more intense proof of work versus proof of stake on the Ethereum network, as I know I did have a couple of questions on that. And moving forward, I believe we are going to be wrapping up with a video clip and maybe just some more slight information, and we will hop into charts today just for a sec, just because I want to show you guys, just to calm down the all the headache and what's going on right now, just because I've gotten some of my messages boxes are pretty full, just with people asking questions, trying to understand exactly what's going on, and I'm gonna do my best to explain that to you guys, just to keep you guys in the loop. So alrighty, no more messing around. We're gonna hop right into the readings. So our first reading, just to double check, make sure we're staying in order. First reading I have is for, I think, DApp Radar, exactly. So we're gonna cover some decentralized finance. We're gonna go a little bit deeper for explanation. So I know we've covered in weeks past, guys, about some decentralized finance. What is DeFi? What does DeFi do? Why is it important? etc. But learn this is by far the hottest topic of 2020 leading into the 2020 year. Centralized finance has been on the rise. So I'm going to explain, kind of just give a brief overview exactly what that is. So decentralized finance. I'll read off the top intro right here, and then I'll elaborate on it like usual. Decentralized finance, or DeFi, as it known, has become better, has been a hot topic in the 2020 protocol, with a category containing many components that can be confusing for people new in the sector. Furthermore, at this stage, it is early history that there are also debate over what category specific drops should sit within. DeFi, or decentralized exchanges, or DEX, also known. Both categories are crucial to the overall decentralized finance ecosystem. So here's what we explain both and find about the rapidly expanding movements towards financial independence and how to benefit. So basically just exactly what it said. Decentralized finance, just like we talked about the A pipeline, how we've talked about so many times. I like that comparison just because it gives, I'm just more of a explainer on that in that way. Sorry, I know that didn't really make any sense, but we have our A pipeline, Bank of America, JP Morgan, mid-first. Everyone's squeezing through this financial pipeline of pipe A, and we have no pipe B. So decentralized finance coming into our banking system and our finance system is going to give us that B route, and is going to have us is retail investors and people who manage finance, of course, which will be everybody, to have a second option as to how to expand their financial literacy. So all that really just means is that we're not going to have to cram into this A pipeline. We're not going to have to trust the banks, decentralized finance. We're going to have to trust the banks of Bank of America, JP Morgan, mid-first. It's going to basically come to you to be your own bank. In that sense. So moving forward to CFI, centralized finance, that's exactly what we were talking about. Centralized finance is just what the Treasury, National Treasury, whether that be for US or for the Euro, Bank of America, JP Morgan, those big top financial sectors. Hedge funds, I guess, can be classified as well in those sectors as well, BlackRock and other major hedge funds. I'm not sure if they do fall in the same sector, but centralized finance, anything with fiat currency, all that means is that the currency is not backed by anything behind it. Paper dollar, fiat currency. I guess you could call Bitcoin somewhat as a fiat currency. It's what you give value to it, but you can put that, I don't like that comparison because you can put that comparison on mostly anything. So with anything that is, backed by actual value. So moving on to a little bit of the bottom section, the big swindle, total assets of the U.S. Reserve. This just goes over Q1 and Q2. Q3 and Q4, some timelines. I can put this in the Patreon also. I didn't plan to go over this, but definitely just wanted to go over briefly, give you guys exposed to some of this decentralized finance work. We're going to keep going. A lot of this is kind of a whole in-depth guide. We're not going to go over all this just because we don't have exactly enough time for all that, but I definitely just wanted to open up some doors. Let's go to zero control. Awesome. We're going to scroll down just to zero control. So I'll read it off just like usual, and I will elaborate for you guys. One major factor to consider here is that we have customers have little to zero to say in where and how our money gets invested and handled by these corporations. The movie The Big Short did an example job of breaking down the complex financial issues for the average Joe and explaining it that it is intentionally designed to confuse people and scare people. So this is actually exactly, it's so funny how we talk about things and they literally pop up right from our screen. I feel like that's been happening so much on the stream lately. I read these articles, of course, but it's like I read so many a day. It's like, oh my goodness, that was bad. I read so many a day. It's like I forget really, which article said what. But I'm gonna recommend you guys watch The Big Short for my patrons and for people who just want to see a great movie. The Big Short is a great movie. Literally just dives into depth and, like they explained, gives the average Joe a good explanation how to design and really understand these markets. So just like we said with the A pipeline guys and the B pipeline, we have no really control over how much our money's printed, who's how it's lent out, who gets it, who doesn't get it. Actually, no, I actually can. Yes, I can back up that statement because not everyone got a stimulus check. Not everyone was approved for the stimulus check. Not everyone was approved for the PPP loan or SBA loan. There are a lot of restrictions when it comes to that A pipeline and who gets what and when people get what. I know you guys heard during March time there were SBA loans, PPP loans for businesses who needed help financially to stay afloat during these times as business did dwindle and it became scarce as we didn't know the outcome exactly yet of coronavirus and how this was going to do our economy just yet. But really just going over back to the main point, guys, is that the A pipeline is very, very strict, and decentralized finance is coming in with that B side to have another outlet for us to be able to be our own bank and not have to worry about endless printing. Where our money is. We've talked time and time again of hold on bank accounts, sending money, and not having money in time, having extra precautionary steps, for your own money. And just for me, I just don't think that's exactly fair. You guys work for your money hard, and I don't think it's fair that someone can tell you exactly, when you can and can't have it. And, we've talked about it multiple times again, is if you go to the bank, you want to pull out, $30,000-$40,000 in cash. It's happened, not me. Okay, I didn't pull out that much, but I did go to the bank, for a very, I think, reasonable pull out scale of under, around under $10,000, and they told me they didn't have the money right then and there, so I would have to come back tomorrow. And that was one of the most shocking things to me, for me to understand, is that those guys don't carry money like that. You got to wait for that to come to you, and we will cover that more a little bit later. As you guys remember, back in the stock market, back in 1940, we had another crash issue along those lines. So just wanted to cover over that, and then last part, guys, we'll enter the decentralized finance. I'll quote this off right here. Perfect. Ooh, whoops! Oh my goodness. Perfect. So what is DeFi? DeFi is just a short version of decentralized finance. So if anyone just says DeFi, that's exactly what it is. This drawing right here, we're actually gonna try to make this a little bit bigger. Perfect. So I'm gonna post this on the Patreon. Also, I do give you guys a lot of visuals in the Patreon for pictures, images, anything along those lines. So just taking a look. Oh, whoops! I don't think we can draw on this, but no worries. Taking a look at this, just you're like, what the hell am I looking at right now? So just like we talked about multiple times with Ethereum, me working with Ethereum and Solidity's network, going down basically the pyramid line. This isn't really a pyramid, of course, but there's us at the top. There's us at the bottom technically. Actually, no, it's just the top of the bottom. Anyway, besides the point, whatever way you look at it, it'll come back around full swing. So we have Ethereum, our main network, governing the application layer. So, and then we move to Maker, which is just another decentralized exchange that helps run Compound, NUO, and Synthetics. It looks like, or SYX. So these right here are helping for the application layer and translating into swapping exchanges. So Uniswap, Set, Luma, these are other decentralized networks and helpful exchanges that help you either swap cryptocurrencies into other currency for lower fees, or can help you in the sense of being a lending platform. I don't know if I've ever talked about BlockFi here, but eventually we will cover that. But all these platforms, I wish I could draw on here, but I just can't, or else it'll go away. Uniswap, Set, decentralized swapping exchanges to help you lower fees. This has been a big problem with Ethereum over the time, is that the gas fees have been very deterring to newer investors. On top of every transaction you have to make costs extra money. So possibly you doing a $500 ETH transaction, may result in actually being a $650 to a $700 ETH transaction, just for the fact of the gas fees, and I'm gonna explain that in the next section, and I might have to chunk this up into Thursday as well, is because this is a lot, and I'm kind of just going over just the skim layer right now. But we've mentioned it time and time again before on the channel, but I think I'm gonna have to do another deep dive, just because I think I've gotten some messages and I don't think people are 100% grasping it very 100%, and there's just some loose ends, and I just want to keep you guys as simplified as possible. And this is very confusing stuff. This is not something that I expect you guys to get right out the jump, and that's why we're taking our time and we're reviewing this day in and day out for understanding. So, and then going down to the user aggression layer, the user aggression layer just bases off into exchanges, Argent, Spark Chain, Instant DApp, Realty, and all these other major helpful man-made exchanges, or I'm sorry, not man-made exchanges, man-made applications, by us. As I don't know if you guys didn't know, but Ethereum is open network or open source development, so anyone can log into the mainnet and you can start up your decentralized dApps and other programs to help. Right now, one of the main reasons I did get my certification is that I'm working on an ICO token. That ICO stands for initial coin offering, just like we've talked about maybe the last week or 2 weeks ago. So that would possibly just like I guess you could put me right here. I could possibly wiggle in here, help run some smaller exchanges and work with some smart contracts to not only ensure for my clients, but also help develop maybe some smart contracts that may help, not only just me, but, people around the world. So it's definitely a very user-friendly, intensive network on Ethereum here, and it is a lot, and I know we're gonna have to go back and recover this, but that's why I'm trying to speak a little bit slowly and really try to get you guys honed into this. But we're gonna move on just from this, guys. I just wanted to really just kind of touch up on this for see what our time is at. I'm not sure how long we just said on that, but I think it's just about 15 minutes. That's exactly what I planned for. So thank you guys on that, and we'll definitely move on to the next DeFi Plus. So DeFi Plus, nothing too crazy. It still follows a decentralized network. This is a great link as well. I'm going to put this in the Patreon. Also, I keep all these notes, of course, in Grammarly just to keep them organized. If you guys do want the Grammarly outline for the week of learning, I can do that as well. That's not a problem at all. I post a ton more while I'm not on stream, also just because I'm doing a lot of research myself. So coming into DeFi Plus, guys, so this is just the main site of just all decentralized finance. So total locked value right now of decentralized finance is $35.5 billion. Market dominance is about 16%. DeFi index, it just goes to comparison of other indexes around the world. So SPY, VU, TQQQ, those all track the majority of the markets, as we've covered slightly lightly in the back. But if you didn't know, you do know. So ETFs are just baskets of stocks, and they diversify you pretty well, so you're not kind of just sitting all in one sector. So that is very, very helpful in the sense of diversification. Moving on to the DeFi Plus projects. So we have Aave, we have Compound. I've talked about Aave a lot. I'm a big Aave dude. I really enjoy Aave. But all this list just shows it shows lending exchanges. It shows payments, it shows assets on here. It just shows overall just how the decentralized finance network is doing. And as you can see, just from January, we went from $7 billion, and then now just being in February up to $18 billion. As you can see, man, here we can get even the 1 year up here. That is a phenomenal looking chart, if I do say so myself. We're going to be covering as to, I know you guys are just wondering what is going on in the markets, and we're going to get there shortly. The reason I'm not too heavy, or freaking out about it and dragging off to it as to why this is happening and that is happening and we're going down to this level and all that, is because long term, guys, I tell you guys time and time again is that the trend is your friend to the very end, and you trust the process, and one day at a time, we're gonna have these steep corrections, and I'm gonna go forward and show you guys this is all part of history, and this is nothing really to be too worried about, as we've had drops like this in the past. So getting back to decentralized finance, this explains to you also again what is DeFi, purpose of DeFi Plus, how to calculate in total value. This is basically just a whole list of understanding more of decentralized finance. You can go through all your favorite lending exchanges. You can have all of them by market cap. And as you can see, guys, this is why I really do enjoy Ethereum so much, is because if you look at all of this, what does this all say? Ethereum. What does this all say? Ethereum. And I mean, hey, there are some stragglers in here for Bitcoin, Ethereum, but as a majority, guys, Ethereum. There are issues that have to be done on every project. There's pros and cons, but I'm still here with it. I will not be leaving Ethereum at all. I know it's been a little wild going forward, but we're gonna get through it, guys, I promise. So definitely just want to cover that, guys, and give you kind of just go over that again, just to give a little bit deeper, a lighter overview. But I'll be here to answer your guys' questions, and I'll be posting more readings and more visual videos for my visual learners, because I know this is nice visuals, but I know some of you guys need a little bit more in depth like me. I need to see someone actually do it. I can't just sit there and I need to see hands-on. So I completely understand you guys who are visual learners as well. So awesome. So we covered that pretty quickly, guys. Good stuff. We will go over this. I was debating this just for a number of reasons, because I didn't have the full information of exactly what this was, but I was talking to a good friend of mine, and he was talking about the sea bubble, and he compared, the comparison is nothing the same, and I did a light read on it, and just long story short, it was just doing the comparison of bubble pops. I know we covered last week the tulip mania, which was, I completely forgot. I learned that in agricultural class, which was so funny. It was actually a really good concept, and it just showed the bubble mentality of assets and how they went. So long story short, the financial euphoria of the South Sea company in Bitcoin, it just shows the gray line, South Sea Company, and the black line is Bitcoin. So the main key distinctions here, as we can obviously tell, is of course, yes, we have some exponential growth of accumulating here. Of course, the this is from 2012, so let's kind of just ignore that. So let's guess we can just scratch that out, to be honest. So I guess moving forward, you notice two things. I guess you notice a couple things about the difference between these two charts. So one thing is similarity leading up. There are dips and there are corrections that happen along the way. There are two options we could have had for this Bitcoin run, and plan B was the most hopeful one that we're going now. So plan A was we have very minor corrections, a low of maybe lows of maybe 15% of maybe 10% corrections, and we would blast through 20k, just straight up line, just exponential growth, crazy stuff. That's cool, but you got to remember what goes up must come down. So there would have been issues, just as we've seen with the lead up here with the South Sea craze of the company. Yes, exponential growth, massive growth up here, consolidate a little bit here, back up, and of course, I don't know anything really about the South Sea Company and the crazy in depth, but I'm just going off just what I see right here. And as you can see, the peak was hit very, very quickly, and with us, we're not even close to where on at least comparison to this chart, we're not even close to where where this took off to. So we are slowly, as you can tell, going up, consolidating, going up, having bumps in the road, but consolidating, with news and more acceptance and adoption coming into the world. There's news every day. People, there's a new billionaire doing this, or a new hedge fund doing this. Portugal's doing that, or Mexico's doing this. It's just a new different. It's a new story every single day. So and as you can see, South Sea bubble it slowly declined after that. After that, it was nothing but really downhill. So the reason I did bring this up is for a couple of reasons. So blanking out the complete gray chart, what we want is this. Absolutely. I would be very concerned if we took this gray route, because yes, the gray route is cool for the earlier people, but the people who are not aware of, Bitcoin's upcoming or cryptocurrency's upcoming, you buy here, yeah, you're going to go up here, but that downfall is back down here. So it's the fact of early adopters panicking and becoming uneasy at the fact that they may have bought at the wrong time. So I just wanted to cover that just briefly and kind of just give understanding as to the financial euphoria in a way, is because this slow and steady does win the race, and this is a long-term hold, and this is something that for years to come will continue to improve. And this is more for my earlier people, my newer people, my older people who have been here a while. You are some of you guys are OGs. You guys already kind of understand these things, and I don't really need to break this down for you guys. But we do have a good group of newer people. Sometimes that come into the stream and in the Discord, and at least in my personal DMs who don't understand exactly these functions. So those who are longer members, you guys can skip this section. I'm very sorry we have to go over this again, but newer people, don't be ashamed. Everyone has to learn somewhere, and this is a great starting point. And you guys are still early. I'm still very firm on that. You guys are still very early in this cycle. Most of you guys have beat major institutions and investors as well. So kudos to you for those who are still holding and trusting the process. So definitely just want to break that down for you guys and really just kind of give you the perspective on that. I don't think we're going to go too crazy over this. This isn't even really crazy important. I just wanted to give that comparison chart just because I had a conversation with a good friend of mine who brought this comparison up, and I did some research and actually found this article. So good stuff, guys. Really good way to keep staying strong. And for my newer people, I'm gonna continue to explain to you and give you guys a little bit more ease of conscience as well on that section. So moving past that, I believe we could go over just slightly some proof of work versus proof of stake, kind of just slightly for Ethereum's network. So essentially, proof of work is used to determine how the blockchain reaches consciousness or consciensus. In other words, how can the network be sure that the transaction is valid, that someone isn't trying to do bad things, such as spend funds twice. Proof of stake comes with a number of improves to proof of the work system. To proof of work system. Better energy efficiency. You don't need to use lots of energy in mining blocks. Lower barriers to entry, reduce hardware requirements. You don't need elite hardware to stand a chance of creating new blocks. Stronger immunity to centralization. Proof of stake should lead to more nodes in the network. Stronger support for shared keys to upgrade and scaling Ethereum's network. So I will go over just these points just briefly in simpler terms, because I know some that probably didn't make a lot of sense to you guys. It kind of did a little bit more to me, just of course, just because I'm with the network. But long story short, I'm going to break it down for you guys. Better energy efficiency. You don't need to use a lot of energy mining blocks. Just by the way, guys, if anyone comes at you kind of sideways about the mining and the environmental carbon footprint of crypto mining and all that jazz, let them know that crypto mining as a whole, literally the entire world combined, everyone who's mining, it doesn't even use the entire power grid of Las Vegas, and that's not even like a top tier city in the United States for energy consumption. So definitely remember that in mind, guys. Don't let those environmentalist people tell you that the carbon footprint of crypto mining is too strong, and that's why it won't work out. You can just kind of slap that in their face with it too, because that's just not true at all. Literally, I think literally jets use more carbon footprint than that, and there are thousands of jets in the sky all day, every day. So yeah, just definitely wanted to cover that for sure. So we can definitely scratch that. Lower barriers to entry to reduce hardware requirements. You don't need elite hardware to stand a chance of creating new blocks. Just explaining this, guys, just like we talked about, of how these coins and other projects, or excuse me, just Ethereum and Bitcoin are mined. We've talked about it separately, but I can just go over it briefly again. Graphics cards, particularly gaming graphics cards, hold a great deal of VRAM, and that's just memory, just like you think of a hard drive for your computer that holds memory on your graphics card. And what these graphics cards can do is they are ran through algorithms, mathematical algorithms, very, very hard, very, very difficult, with numbers and letters and different, just mumbo jumbo. These code lines are hidden within the blockchain network, and these graphics cards can unlock these mathematical equations and produce Bitcoin from them, just from these encoded in the blockchain. So that is one of the reasons why that's why they're saying you don't need elite hardware to stand a chance against new creative blocks. As time has gone on, we've kept moving forward with Bitcoin having the halvings. Halvings are just every couple years Bitcoin its supply is cut in half, so eventually there will be no more miners for Bitcoin. Miners will eventually go away, and that is sorry guys, I completely lost my train of thought. And that is where that is how it makes the Bitcoin off the blockchain. Stronger immunity to centralization. Proof of stake should lead to more nodes in the network. So honestly, what nodes are, if you think I didn't really here, I can definitely try to draw something for you guys if I can. Let's go back to here. So like, I guess try to think about it like this. This is kind of just a simpler version. I'm sorry guys, my drawings are so bad, but please just bear with me. So just thinking about, oh jeez, goodness sakes. If you guys want to like get me an art class and you guys want to like recommend me like a drawing class, that'd be great. Cause like I actually really wanted to learn how to draw before I like got into graphic design and stuff, but I just could never do it. So think of this as a node. So I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright guys, so think of each of those number nodes as just a person running that network. So all these nodes talk to one another, and they are able to decentralize and pass information from one another, no matter what the software comparison is between one another. So Linux to Windows to Mac OS, all these nodes are able to bounce ideas off one another. And the reason is for that is because here, going back to here, with the stronger immunity of centralization, that's why that's where these nodes come into play. So these nodes from proof of stake should lead to more node networks. So that's why us moving into proof of stake network is a bit more appealing. Miners, on the other hand, not happy about miners because that would take away the entire mining section, as thus eliminating the gas fees that we're having to pay right now. As these networks can now connect with one another, basically taking out the need for let's do John, or Billy Bob John, miner boy. Awesome. So this is the miner, and now, so now he is no longer in the equation, as we don't need him to do exactly what we're doing here. So these nodes, so sorry guys, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to get some water here in a sec. But these nodes here are controlled by miners right now, and moving over to proof of stake, these nodes are now able to function on their own because of, you know, instead of proof of stake, we're moving over to the proof of work system. So now we know that work is already proven, so we don't need to have to go back to the miners for, you know, confirmation of, you know, executing those exchanges fees, or those exchanges and those Ethereum on those exchanges. So I know that was a little bit of sloppy. I know that was really, really sloppy. I didn't mean to get that deep into it, but I think some of you guys definitely grasped. I think most of you guys grasped that pretty well last week. This was just, like I said, guys, this was more of an in-depth kind of review. As I know we're getting kind of a little bit more influx of people coming in here and, you know, watching these streams, especially. A couple of you guys, you know, have came to the Patreon, but we got some people who are just you know, looking to get into Patreon and, you know, are, you know, supporting elsewhere. So thank you guys for your patience on, you know, people who are more experienced. I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna have some more advanced tutorials and readings for, you know, my more advanced people and people who want to you know, keep moving in that in that direction, of course. So you know, covered that, guys. That's awesome. Really, we don't have to really worry too much about that anymore. Here, let me actually just end it taking away all that. Whoops, I can actually just erase. There we go. But awesome, guys. So actually, next we're gonna cover some NFTs. Can this eraser do any better, actually? Alrighty. Awesome, guys. Cool. So now we're going to hop into some NFT news. Just like, once again, we've covered NFTs multiple times, but just over the last couple weeks, the last couple months, NFTs have absolutely just been dominating. You know, I just like to open your guys' mind up to, especially my artist people out there. I know one guy. I did know one guy. He did get into NFTs, and I think he ended up selling one of his artworks for, I think, like 0.45 ETH or something. So like, I don't know. Let's take a look at that. Nice. Like he said 0.435 ETH. Like, that's $650 right there in Ethereum. And I mean, translating to real money, that's $650. So, like, you know, NFTs, I mean, we've covered it multiple times. Mark Cuban, the big holder of NFTs, he's a huge crypto bull. You can go, anyone who wants to go back and rewatch those live stream videos that we've talked about Mark Cuban, we had a pretty good section on him. And he is a big NFT holder and producer. Mark Cuban has a couple NFTs out there that people have bought for a good amount of money. I think for at least a couple $1,000s. But all my artists and people who, you know, want to get into NFTs and, you know, maybe want to make some side passive income. Me personally as an artist, I have 100% thought about NFTs. I have a couple that I haven't really gotten on the network just because I just really haven't gotten the time just yet. But I do have a couple that I would love to drop here pretty soon and see if people enjoy them as well. But most definitely, guys, you know, this is a funny one I saw. Nyan Cat from NFT sells for 300 ETH. You know, now opening up door to a meme economy. So I actually thought this was so funny. So I know you guys, maybe you guys, depending how old you guys are, I think you guys might remember this video, but this was probably, I think, one of the very first memes that I think went crazy. It's like it's a Pop-Tart cat. Like it all it does is just fly through space, has rainbows coming out of it, and you know, people $600,000 for something like this. It's crazy. It really is crazy, guys. Like, it doesn't make much sense, but then, you know, there are people out there who really value, you know, who value things like this, and, you know, will continue to value things like this. You know, I know Matt Groening and you know, maker of Simpsons, Seth MacFarlane, Family Guy. I know he has been talking about coming up with some NFTs. You know, it's too funny. It really is hilarious. And for those who are, I guess, who may not be here, may not understand NFTs, or, you know, I should have probably covered that in the beginning, but we've talked about it so many times. NFTs stand for non-fungible tokens. And non-fungible tokens basically think about, you know, just artwork in general, things that are worth value. You may have a World of Warcraft account or anything of value online if you play video games. Anything that's online, virtual, you can basically, you know, think of NFTs for that, just to keep it in simpler terms. There's really not much more, you know, crazy explanation than that. They are just valuable assets that are held online, from artwork to mostly artwork right now, but there are some other NFT items that, you know, come in value. But definitely just wanted to open up your eyes to this, guys, and kind of just show you the world of NFTs really, because it's awesome. I love coming here and seeing what is sold. Oh, here, this was a crazy one, the CryptoPunk digital collectibles. This is unreal. 557 Ethereum. Oh yeah, I forgot Post Malone. Post Malone does he does NFTs as well. I think he's a collector, and also I think he's producing as well some of his own NFTs. So just to show, some of your guys' most favorite artists and people you guys look up to are doing NFTs in this space, So hey, it kind of just gives you it just kind of shows you that the water's still fine, and there are there are ways out there. You can there's money everywhere. $1 million worth of CryptoPunks in 20 minutes. Wow. Someone really enjoys these things, and people, one man's trash, another man's treasure. I just love really comparing it to that. Even if you don't think the artwork is good, someone probably thinks it's pretty freaking good. So definitely just wanted to get you guys, get your heads turning in that, especially if any people who are holding off on their NFT releases and stuff. I know a couple of my friends and a couple people who have talked to me about it and said, hey, I've been seeing this NFT craze. I would love to get into it. I just don't know how. But guys, just anything creative, artwork wise, anything that is that you think is awesome, someone is probably gonna find awesome as well. So just definitely wanted to get that for you guys. So alrighty guys, so now we are gonna get on to we're kind of done with the boring stuff, I guess. I wouldn't even really call it too boring, but I know sometimes this can get tough, and I definitely like to incorporate videos, at least two, in the live stream when I can, just because it keeps you guys more engaged, and it's hard to I know you guys are already doing school and work online. This is the last thing you want to have to do online. So definitely guys, we're gonna be moving on to the Bitcoin, the Bitwise launches DeFi crypto index fund. This was by far my favorite article I read over the week, or not even over the week, over the past couple of days. Just like we've talked about DeFi earlier today, now we are looking at Bitwise launching a DeFi crypto index fund. So this is great in the form of news and adoption. It shows not only that is Bitcoin doing well, but the whole entire crypto space in general. We keep moving forward. This was a little bit late. This was updated the 17th, but I believe it's still relevant because they have released further articles on it. As you know, it takes a very long time, and it's not easy to do to get a index fund on the market. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of things you got to do, not only with the SEC, but just really neighboring countries as well. I know Canada did have their futures release of their cryptocurrency ETF, their Bitcoin ETF, and it actually ended up doing phenomenal. I'm not sure if I have a video on that today. I think I will. We actually do that. That's great. I had that in there. But Canada, they launched their Bitcoin ETF and absolutely just killed it. I think it did something close to, I think 600 million. I think more than that. Something ridiculous in one day. Whether of buying and selling, and just overall just investments from different firms and people in Canada. And as you guys know, Canada is pretty big also. So they're not gonna they're definitely going to do their part if they believe in something. So just an intro to it. Bitwise Asset Management on Wednesday launched on the decentralized finance DeFi index fund, hoping to capture deep-pocketed investors. Bets on the corner of the cryptocurrency market, challenging traditional finance rallies. At the launch, the fund top holdings including tokens backed on Ethereum lending protocol and a decentralized exchange, Aave, Uniswap, which each carry initial weighting of around 25%, lending platforms and derivatives protocols, around 10%. So honestly, what this, just what this index fund was in general. We're gonna play this video also. Let me make sure it's not the same video. I don't think it is. No, it's not. Okay, this is completely different. It's kind of similar. But long story short, these companies are trusting, up and coming decentralized finance tokens and projects to be incorporated in their ETF. Aave, Uniswap, I believe a couple others have made the cut. I think 10 of them made the cut to make this ETF, and that just shows you that people are, understanding the markets better. They're understanding projects that are going to be here for a while. The smaller projects, guys, most of them will not make the cut, but there are a couple of them with proper research. If you want to do that, and any smaller coins that you want in the spotlight, or you want to kind of overview on, I'm more than happy to do that for you guys. Absolutely. I have my fair share of smaller coins as well, just because I do believe that the projects that I hold will be doing very well long long term in the future, and will continue to provide assistance to us moving forward with the decentralized finance world, and working towards a better financial system. So we're gonna play this real quick, guys. And let me see
earlier today it was announced.
Yeah, just a quick 5-minute clip. This is gonna go over just the funds of Ethereum, and or not even Ethereum. This is gonna go over the DeFi crypto index fund.
It's that Bitwise, the asset manager, launched a DeFi index fund, and this is a pool of some of the leading DeFi assets that have been surging in recent months. So I think the question is, are institutional investors ready to dabble in the strange world of weird DeFi when we're talking about tokens such as Uni, Aave, and others? Will, I know you do a lot of DeFi coverage. Again, this is not institutional investors participating in these platforms, but rather investing in the assets that make the economics of DeFi work. So I'm wondering if this is premature on...
That I actually did not know. I did not know this was mainly retail investor driven. That is actually even better news than having institutions in there. So not only does that show that us as retail are ahead of the curve of institutions, that means usually when we go, institutions usually follow. Just because you guys got to remember that the backbone of our economy and just basically overall of us is retail investors. Retail investors, retail people. Just wanted to make sure that was clear to you guys that we really are the strong bone of mostly everything economically. So.
On Bitwise's part, an early signal of big things to come, or somewhere in the middle? What's your take on this development?
Well, first, you gotta text me or something before you shave your beard, because I was not ready for that this morning. Completely different.
It's still me. It's still the same me.
Yeah, it's a little shocking. It's been it's been a year or something. Yeah. No, okay, getting back to the question. I don't know if it's early or not, but they're gonna make money, so good for them. All these DeFi tokens are just shooting so much more upwards than Bitcoin has. I think Aave, it swapped as a token from an old token in summer of 2020, and it was trading at under $50 per token then, and now it's well over $400 a token, and that's going to make up 25% of this index or something like that. So yeah, I think they're just going to make a ton of money on this at the first place. Governance tokens as a asset class is still being proven. Yeah, it's a lot of money is going into them, but we still have to see if there's actually any governance rights that can be attributed to these tokens. Uniswap, for example, has its own token that famously launched in September, but the token Uni doesn't have a lot of abilities besides kind of directing where the treasury goes for the Uniswap V2 platform. And it's still to be seen how that token is going to interact with Uniswap V3, which is expected sometime in 2021. So that's kind of my high-level take on it. I want to boot that back to you, Zach, because I know you have an opinion even though you want to pass on it there.
No, I mean, I think it's super interesting. I think the thing to me is that, is this the gateway drug for big institutional investors to actually use these DeFi protocols as opposed to investing in these assets? I think to me that's an interesting question. Naomi, are you following this stuff? Are you following DeFi? We obviously had the summer of DeFi. We had weird DeFi. We had all these strange food-related tokens. And now all of a sudden, here's an index fund from one of the leading asset managers in the space. What do you think this sort of portends for DeFi investment going forward?
Well, it could be a couple of things. I've been following it pretty closely because I find it super interesting. I think that DeFi, the philosophy of it, is really exciting. I love the idea of decentralized finance and breaking down some of those barriers to entry, making it more accessible to the average person. I think that's super cool. That's what crypto is all about for me. So I've been really interested to see what's going on in DeFi. It's a mix of, looking forward to the future. Yes, we are going to see more and more of the things we do on the internet become decentralized, but also it's this giant craze, FOMO, people feeling like they're missing out. It's hard to know what percentage weight each of those factors contributes, because obviously there's a lot of FOMO, but I still believe that DeFi is the future. This is where we're headed, whether it's because it's a revolt against regulation or a revolt against, big institutions and people want to participate in these things and they're unable to. A couple of years ago, I was able to interview Jay Clayton, the former SEC chair. It was actually after a consensus event. And I asked him, do decentralized exchanges worry you? Are you worried that the SEC won't have as much control over this stuff? He just said, nope. That was his answer. His entire answer was,
alright guys, we're just going to stop just right there. I didn't realize we kind of are crunching a little bit on time, and there's some other things I wanted to cover. But majority of it, you definitely got the gist. a thumbs up to DeFi and their ETF exchange, and I do believe that moving forward, that institutions will be, dipping their toes in DeFi, and I believe some of them have already. It's just some of them cannot come out publicly and express their balance sheets, and just for the fear of I guess influence and manipulation on that part. So I guess they got to be careful about what they say. I know a lot of these guys are walking on eggshells, but there are some major players, guys, in the institutional space who are very, very, very crypto friendly. One of I'll have to remember that guy's name, but the new SEC chair for the finance SEC chair, one of the main head guys that Mr. Biden did bring in. I think Gary Finsler or something around those lines. He has been in the space since 2014 or something. He's a huge crypto dude, so I'm super excited to have him official in there. I think he gets in there officially next week, and he's gonna be like, thumbs up, ready to go to make his changes, and I'm excited to see what he has in space for, his adjustments and regulations, at least for the cryptocurrency space as well. So super excited on those end, guys. So we're going to switch over to blockchain ETF video as well. This one's a little bit here. We're going to go a little, we won't watch the whole thing, but we're definitely going to watch a small portion of it just because this is a Bitcoin ETF, and this is going to be a little bit more appealing to you guys and pretty much everyone as a whole, just because majority of people who invest.
You've got some milestones as well. You run that Amplify Transformational Data ETF. The symbol is BLOK. It crossed over $1 billion this week. 8th best performing ETF in the U.S. And this is primarily a bet on not cryptocurrencies, but blockchain itself, which is what I'm really interested in. Are there really enough companies around right now that are devoted to blockchain that can enable you to actually get positions on this?
Yeah, well, we definitely think so, Bob. We launched the ETF back in 2018. And the universe of companies has only expanded. We've seen more pure plays, certainly IPOs, spin-offs, even now some SPACs that are quite interesting. The fund has 54 holdings, and we can talk a little bit about those. Kind of interesting, though, going back to Purpose's Bitcoin ETF, and congratulations to Sam. He's been super innovative for a long time. Currently you can only really buy GBTC as a packaged product in the U.S. There is a Bitwise offering as well. But, some of those products have premiums to net asset value that investors have to deal with. So I think it's exciting that, the ETF solution can come around and not actually have those premiums that investors sometimes don't realize they're paying. Kind of interesting, though, Bob, is we just passed our 3-year anniversary in Block. And believe it or not, Block's outperformed GBTC since its launch by more than 20%. So here, the blockchain and crypto-sensitive stocks in Block have been able to actually deliver a better return to investors than something like the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. That's one of the primary ways investors in packaged product land are investing in Bitcoin today.
I see you. There's a Galaxy Digital Holdings right up here on the top here. That's Novograntz's fund, isn't it?
That's right. So that is an interesting holding because it's really a venture play in the crypto and blockchain space. He certainly is doing a fair amount of investment banking with that firm, but also several different ventures of private and companies. And we're a significant holder of that stock. And we have other companies in there that are mining companies, companies that are part of the whole transactional system when it comes to crypto, whether that's custody or storage or digital wallets. It's quite an interesting portfolio and has a unique set of kind of diversification characteristics it brings to the average portfolio of, for example, just straight technology or financial names.
Yeah, I know everyone is obsessed with Bitcoin, and this is sort of a question for all three of you guys. I find the obsession overplaced. I think the emphasis should be on blockchain. Blockchain, to me, is the truly revolutionary technology.
I'm not mad at that.
Cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is just a cryptocurrency running off the blockchain. Blockchain answers the question, how do I know I own something, Christian? How do I know that I sent some money overseas to my friend in London? How do I know I bought a piece of property and get title to it? I can use blockchain for that. How do I know I bought 100 shares of IBM? We have...
All right, guys. I think we'll just cut off right there. Just wanted a quick intro. I can post it, of course, if you need to. But I liked what he I like what he had to say. you see the moods change. You see people switch their direction. You see people switch their attitude. You see people kind of just have a change, have a change of heart. Fear, not understanding something, can equal fear, and, fear equals rejection. So, you're more likely to say no to something that you don't understand. 100%. You are not going to invest in something that you don't understand what it does and why it does it. How it's going to be here. It's completely understood. And now that these older dudes, particularly the older people, more of like 45, 50 and above, even the millennials ish are, I haven't gotten into it, a couple millennials, but I was surprised at the amount of millennials who were a little stepping on eggshells about it. But definitely in the long term, even over these past couple months to years, seeing these guys turn their heads completely 360 has been an amazing transformation. So just definitely want to get that out there, guys, and show you guys that we're getting adopted one day at a time. We're moving forward. People working every day to make sure these things happen, and to make sure that we are still on the upside. And it hasn't proved us wrong yet at all. Absolutely not. So alrighty, guys. So for the last part, I think we're just gonna go over just some quick cooling real quick, just kind of just show you guys. I got the BTC chart, the Bitcoin chart pulled up right here. I'm just gonna kind of just lay it on, not really lay it on you guys, but just kind of hopefully give you guys some. I guess give you guys some sleep or something. I know some of you guys have really been stressing, and I just really want to show you guys like what it is long term. So first, I'm just gonna start with the just price range data. These drops are not uncommon. I'm not gonna lie. This drop right here is the largest we've had in history. Insane. I have nothing to explain further than that. Absolutely insane. But also, to back up my claim on that, you can see that the buying pressure is absolutely ridiculous. So you see, just right here, we dropped down to 7,000 for I cannot even tell you just how long, and that was gobbled up probably within an hour or two. I'm on candlestick, so I don't know the exact time frames, but I do remember waking up yesterday. I believe this was at like 7:30 or something, and that was absolutely just swamped. So regardless, I'm just gonna show you some quick corrections right here, just to show you just some common output. Like right here, top of this wick, down to this drop right here, or down the drop right here. That's a 30. Oh, whoops. That is a 30% correction. 31. Scrolling back even further, this large wick right here, another price range data. Another 33%. Coming up here, let's see another, and I've posted this in the Patreon. I have a screenshot of literally something I'm doing exactly like this that I've showed time and time again of that have showed these continuous drops. So even right there, move this over so I can get on the wick. Another 17%. So I think you guys understand my point here. So the point really I just want to get at this is that this is normal, guys. This is the cost we pay to performance. This is the cost. This is the cost we pay to performance right here. This is what we pay. This is really just what we pay for the performance we get. We've had an amazing months since January, since December. Is this over? Absolutely not. Do we need a consolidation and some time, to regroup and maybe let some other coins shine and do their things? 100%. Long story short, we got plenty of upside ahead. So definitely just want to keep you guys in the loop. Stay calm. You see this. This is not new at all. This has happened time and time again. I think here. Let's go back in January. I know this just happened in January. Like, yeah, right here. This drop edge right here. This is a 33, 30, almost 30. Actually, this is like a 34% drop. And it's common, guys. It's common. So I just want to show this to you guys. Get on the charts. I do TA. I've been off the charts a little bit, so I was a little bit slow. I'm sorry how slow I was. I'm a bit rusty. I haven't been on Trading View in a while. I will do TA here and there. Just to keep myself sharp and kind of just I always like understanding. Technical analysis is not. It's not what's going to happen. It's a prediction. It's your own personal prediction of what you think is going to happen. And, these are some of my old ones, back, kind of not too far ago. This was from January 24th. I know this looks absolutely ridiculous. I know this isn't going to make sense to a ton of you guys. But eventually we will be getting into this sector. It's just right now, I don't think this is appropriate right now for us to be learning. Just because I don't trade. I'm not a big trader. I just do this for my further understanding of price action and just deeper understanding. Just because I don't like being in the dark and not knowing something. It makes me really upset. I need to know why something happened, when it happened, why it happened. just everything along those lines. So, alrighty, guys. So we are coming up on our time here. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to cover. I do not think so. Thank you guys for sticking around. As always, my name is Trent Manager. I teach this class Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Usually, if I do, I keep it updated. The Patreon is in the YouTube link description. Instagram and all that is linked to the Patreon as well. So you can follow me on social and all that jazz. Anything you guys want to do. Of course, any questions are always open in my Patreon DMs, my Instagram. Any questions you guys have, I'll answer them to the best of my knowledge. I'm not a finance advisor, guys, so I try not to. I can give you my opinions, but I just can't give you financial advice. I can't tell you to buy this and when to buy this. I can tell you what I have. You can ask me what I have. I'm more than welcome to answer and tell you guys what I hold. But in the terms of when you guys should buy and do all that, I can't exactly tell you guys when to do that just because I'm not a finance advisor. I can definitely give heavy recommendations, but I just can't say buy this and do this, absolutely. But alrighty, guys, thank you so much for your guys' time today. Please pay attention to the Patreon. I'll have updates in those, from readings to videos from today, from all the Grammarly we covered, from all the Grammarly notes we covered. And alrighty, guys, that is it for me. Stay safe. I will see you guys on Thursday. Please pay attention to the Patreon. I will have plenty of readings up. Alrighty, guys, be safe. Bye bye.